Forget what you think you know about American holidays. From the Pilgrim's first Thanksgiving to the true story behind Santa Claus, many of the traditions we celebrate today have roots that are stranger, older, and sometimes much darker than we imagine. In this episode, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal the myths and the realities behind the holidays that shape American life. Welcome back to the American English Podcast, the place where you don't just study English, you live it. On this channel, we break down real American culture, language, and everyday expressions so you can immerse yourself in the world of English. Today's episode is part of our American Culture series. This series helps you learn English naturally by diving into fascinating cultural stories and traditions. By connecting language to real-life customs, you'll remember vocabulary more easily and feel more confident when speaking. And our topic today? American holiday traditions and lore. From Thanksgiving feasts to Christmas stockings, we'll explore where these rituals actually came from and how they've transformed over time. So get ready to be surprised, entertained, and, of course, learn new English along the way. When you think about American holidays, it's easy to picture turkey dinners, Santa Claus with his sleigh, or fireworks lighting up the July sky. But the stories behind these traditions aren't always what we've been told. Take Thanksgiving, for example. We often imagine the Pilgrims and Native Americans gathering around a perfectly roasted turkey, but the first Thanksgiving in 1621 looked very different. The feast likely included venison, shellfish, and corn, not pumpkin pie or mashed potatoes. The famous cornucopia, that horn-shaped basket overflowing with food, doesn't even come from the Pilgrims at all. Its roots go back to Greek mythology, symbolizing abundance and plenty. So why do Americans use it? Because, over time, it became a powerful image of harvest and prosperity that perfectly fit the holiday's theme. And what about Santa Claus? Many people believe he was invented by Coca-Cola in the 1930s. While the soda company did popularize the jolly red-suited image we know today, Santa's story stretches much further back. He originates from Saint Nicholas, a generous bishop from the 4th century, and evolved through Dutch and German folklore before becoming America's gift-giving icon. Even the 4th of July has changed dramatically. The earliest celebrations were marked with solemn speeches, not explosive fireworks. Over the years, what began as quiet reflection on independence transformed into one of America's loudest, most colorful traditions. Holidays, it seems, always have more layers than meet the eye. Some of America's most joyful and family-centered holidays actually trace back to ancient rituals that were anything but cheerful. Let's start with Christmas trees. Decorating an evergreen may feel like the most wholesome family activity, but its roots go back to pagan winter solstice celebrations. Ancient people believed evergreens had magical powers to keep away evil spirits during the darkest days of the year. Over time, German immigrants brought this tradition to America, where it evolved into the Christmas centerpiece we know today. Even the Yule log, once burned as a sacred fire to honor the sun, became a cozy holiday symbol. And now, in modern America, even a dessert cake. Then there's Halloween. Today, it's all about costumes, candy, and haunted houses. But its origins lie in Samhain, a Celtic festival marking the end of harvest. People wore scary disguises to confuse wandering spirits, believing the boundary between the living and the dead was weakest on October 31st. When Irish immigrants brought these customs to America, they blended with local traditions, giving birth to trick-or-treating and pumpkin carving. Even Valentine's Day has a surprising past. Before it was about roses and chocolates, it grew out of a Roman festival called Lupercalia, which was far more brutal, involving sacrifices and strange fertility rituals. Over centuries, this ancient celebration transformed into a day to honor love, thanks to poets like Chaucer and writers like Shakespeare. It's wild to think that what we celebrate with smiles today often began with rituals of survival, superstition, and even blood. Beyond the big stories, many small holiday customs in America carry fascinating hidden meanings. Take Christmas stockings, for example. Hanging socks by the fireplace may seem random, but it comes from the legend of St. Nicholas. According to the tale, he secretly dropped gold coins into stockings left to dry by the fire, saving a poor family from hardship. Today, that act of generosity lives on in the form of candy, toys, and little gifts stuffed into stockings each December. Then there's the Easter Bunny and the hunt for colorful eggs. Eggs have long symbolized new life and rebirth, and rabbits, known for their fertility, were natural symbols of spring. German immigrants introduced these customs to America in the 1700s, and over time, they blended into the Easter morning tradition kids love today. The hidden eggs, they represent the joy of discovery, tying back to ancient rituals that celebrated the renewal of the earth. And what about New Year's resolutions? We think of them as modern self-improvement goals, but the idea is thousands of years old. In ancient Babylon, people promised their gods to repay debts and return borrowed objects at the start of the new year. The Romans later made similar vows to their god Janus, whose two faces look to the past and the future. Today, millions of Americans still carry on this tradition, making promises to themselves about health, career, or relationships. It's clear that even the smallest holiday habits connect us to stories and people far older than we realize. Some of America's most strangest holiday traditions come with myths that refuse to disappear. Take the so-called turkey coma on Thanksgiving. Everyone jokes that eating too much turkey makes you sleepy because of the amino acid tryptophan. But the truth is, turkey doesn't contain enough to knock you out. What actually makes people drowsy is overeating in general, especially the heavy carbs, pies, and a little wine. The turkey coma is more myth than science. Then there's the chilling figure of Krampus. In Alpine folklore, Krampus is a horned creature who punished naughty children, while St. Nicholas rewarded the good ones. Some European immigrants tried to bring the tradition to America, but the terrifying image of a Christmas demon never fully took root. Still, Krampus festivals today keep the legend alive overseas, and many Americans are just now learning about this darker counterpart to Santa Claus. And let's not forget Groundhog Day. On February 2nd, people wait for a groundhog to predict the length of winter based on whether it sees its shadow. This quirky holiday actually stems from an ancient European festival called Candlemas, which involved weather predictions linked to candles and sunlight. German immigrants adapted it with a local twist, and the groundhog became the unlikely star. These legends remind us that American holidays are not just fun. They're a blend of science, superstition, and centuries of storytelling. When we peel back the layers of American holiday traditions, we discover something much bigger than parades, food, or decorations. Each ritual, whether it's hanging stockings, setting off fireworks, or dressing up for Halloween, carries echoes of ancient beliefs, immigrant influences, and generations of storytelling. Understanding these origins doesn't just make you smarter about history, it helps you connect more deeply with the culture behind the language you're learning. For English learners, this is your holiday passport. Knowing why Americans celebrate the way they do makes conversations richer and more engaging. Imagine chatting with a friend about why the Easter Bunny hides eggs or explaining the myth of the turkey coma. Suddenly, you're not just practicing vocabulary, you're sharing insights that even some native speakers don't know. That's the kind of cultural fluency that sets you apart. And remember, culture's always evolving. New traditions are emerging all the time. Whether it's Friendsgiving meals, ugly Christmas sweater parties, or viral New Year's Eve countdowns on social media, These modern twists show how American society keeps reinventing itself while holding on to the past. So here's my challenge for you. Share your favorite family holiday tradition and its origin in the comments below. Maybe it's something unique to your culture, or maybe it's a little twist on an American custom. I'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to the American English Podcast. By joining us, you'll not only improve your English, but you'll also gain a deeper understanding of the culture that shapes it. Hit that subscribe button now, and I'll see you in the next episode.